Our decisions about money are influenced by a wide range of factors, including our upbringing, our personal experiences, and even our biology. This means that different people can have vastly different attitudes towards money, even when faced with the same financial situation. It's important to understand our own biases and beliefs when it comes to financial decision-making. By being aware of our own biases and limitations, we can make better decisions and avoid common financial pitfalls. So how can we do this? Housel offers several practical tips. First, he suggests focusing on your personal goals rather than following the latest financial trends. This means identifying what you truly value and aligning your financial decisions with those values. Second, Housel encourages us to avoid impulsive decisions that can lead to financial regret. This means taking the time to reflect on our choices and being mindful of our emotions and biases when making financial decisions. Finally, Housel recommends embracing a long-term perspective when it comes to money. This means recognizing that financial success is not about quick wins or overnight success, but rather about consistently making good decisions over time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating the role of luck in their lives, especially when it comes to money. We often attribute success to skill or intelligence, but the reality is that luck plays a significant role in determining outcomes. Many factors outside of our control, such as market conditions or global events, can heavily influence the success of a business or investment. In addition to misunderstanding the role of luck, people often make the mistake of focusing on successful outcomes while ignoring the failures that contributed to that success. This is known as survivorship bias, and it can lead to poor decision-making. To avoid these pitfalls, Housel offers several key insights. First, he encourages us to be humble and recognize the role that luck plays in our lives. Second, he recommends focusing on the process rather than the outcome, and to make decisions based on the information available to us. Finally, he reminds us that risk is a necessary part of any financial decision, and that we should aim to manage it in a thoughtful and deliberate way. Hedonic adaptation refers to the idea that people quickly become accustomed to new experiences and possessions, and that the initial pleasure they bring quickly fades. This can lead to a never-ending cycle of wanting more and more, and never feeling satisfied. Unfortunately, many people confuse money with happiness, believing that more money and possessions will bring them greater satisfaction. This can lead to a focus on material possessions rather than experiences and relationships, and can leave people feeling unfulfilled. To break this cycle, Housel suggests finding a balance between enjoying what you have and striving for more. This means recognizing the value of experiences and relationships and focusing on long-term goals rather than short-term pleasures. It's important to remember that money is a means to an end, not an end in itself. By finding a balance between enjoying what you have and striving for more, you can live a more fulfilling and satisfying life, both financially and emotionally. Compounding is the process by which an investment's earnings are reinvested, generating additional earnings over time. This can lead to exponential growth of wealth, as the initial investment generates more and more earnings. Unfortunately, many people underestimate the power of compounding and fail to take advantage of it. This can lead to missed opportunities for wealth creation and financial security. To take advantage of compounding, it's important to start early and be patient. The earlier you start investing, the more time your investments have to grow and compound. And by being patient and staying invested over the long term, you can reap the benefits of compounding and build wealth steadily over time. It's important to remember that compounding is a powerful tool, but it requires time and patience. Getting wealthy is the process of accumulating wealth, while staying wealthy is the process of preserving that wealth over time. While getting wealthy requires good financial decisions, staying wealthy requires good financial behavior. To stay wealthy, it's important to avoid common pitfalls that can lead to financial ruin. This includes things like debt, overspending, and taking unnecessary risks with your investments. In many cases, the key to staying wealthy is more about behavior than the amount of money you have. This means avoiding the temptation to spend beyond your means, maintaining a diversified portfolio of investments, and staying disciplined with your financial decisions. Ultimately, the goal should be to build wealth steadily over time, while avoiding common pitfalls that can derail your financial future. Tail events are rare and extreme events that have a significant impact on the outcome of a situation. In the context of finance, tail events can include things like market crashes, economic recessions, or personal crises such as job loss or illness. The problem with tail events is that they are unpredictable and often have a much larger impact than we anticipate. That's why it's important to prepare for and manage these events to minimize their impact on our finances. One way to prepare for tail events is to have an emergency fund set aside. This fund should be large enough to cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in case of job loss or other unexpected expenses. Another important strategy is to have a diversified portfolio. By investing in a variety of assets, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, you can spread out your risk and reduce the impact of a single tail event on your overall portfolio. Finally, it's important to have a long-term perspective when it comes to investing. While tail events can be scary and disruptive in the short term, over the long term, markets have historically recovered and continue to grow. By staying invested and not panicking during downturns, you can position yourself to take advantage of future growth. Money can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can provide us with freedom and security. On the other hand, it can be a source of stress and anxiety. To truly enjoy financial freedom, we need to have a clear understanding of our financial goals and priorities. This means setting realistic expectations for ourselves and avoiding the temptation to keep up with others or make impulsive purchases. One way to achieve greater freedom is to live below our means. This means spending less than we earn and avoiding unnecessary debt. By doing so, we can free up more money to invest for the future and build a financial safety net. Saving for the future is also important for achieving greater freedom. By putting money aside for retirement, emergencies, and other goals, we can provide ourselves with more flexibility and options in life. This can include taking time off work to pursue a passion, starting a business, or traveling the world. Ultimately, financial freedom is about having the ability to make choices that align with our values and goals. The paradox goes like this. Imagine you see a man driving a fancy car and assume he must be successful and wealthy. However, it's also possible that he's heavily in debt and living paycheck to paycheck to maintain his image of success. This paradox highlights how people often prioritize outward displays of success over actual financial security and stability. We tend to measure success in material possessions rather than our overall financial health and stability. It's important to recognize that true financial success and security comes from living below your means, avoiding debt, and building a solid financial foundation. It's not about having the biggest house, fanciest car, or latest gadgets. When we think of wealth, we often picture a large bank account, a luxurious home, or fancy cars. But the truth is, there's much more to wealth than what we can see or buy. The concept of hidden wealth refers to the things that money can't buy, such as relationships, health, and personal growth. These are the things that truly enrich our lives and make us feel fulfilled. Unfortunately, many people prioritize material wealth over these hidden sources of wealth and end up neglecting the very things that can bring them true happiness. So, how can we shift our focus towards these hidden sources of wealth? First, we need to recognize their importance and make them a priority in our lives. This means taking care of our physical and mental health, cultivating meaningful relationships, and investing in our personal growth and development. It also means being mindful of how we spend our time and energy. Instead of chasing after material possessions or social status, we should strive to find balance in our lives and focus on the things that truly matter. Money saved is money earned. In this chapter, we'll discuss the importance of saving money and how it can lead to greater financial security and freedom in the long run. Living below your means is a fundamental principle of personal finance. It means spending less than you earn and avoiding unnecessary expenses. Small daily habits, such as bringing your lunch to work or brewing your coffee at home, can add up to significant savings over time. Saving money also means being intentional with your spending. Prioritizing your needs over wants and avoiding impulse purchases can help you stick to your budget and reach your financial goals faster. But why save money in the first place? Saving money provides a safety net for unexpected expenses and emergencies, such as job loss or medical bills. It also allows you to invest in your future goals, such as buying a home, starting a business, or retiring comfortably. Saving money also means gaining greater financial freedom. When you have a cushion of savings, you have the flexibility to make choices that align with your values and goals. You can take a lower-paying job that you're passionate about, travel more, or pursue a side hustle without the fear of financial instability. Being rational is generally viewed as a good thing. It can sometimes lead to poor decision-making when it comes to finance. It's important to find a balance between emotion and reason. This is where being reasonable comes into play. Being reasonable means acknowledging our emotions and biases, but also considering the facts and making decisions based on what is reasonable given the circumstances. For example, let's say you're considering investing in a particular stock. You've done your research and the rational choice is to invest, but you can't shake the feeling of uncertainty or anxiety about the investment. In this case, being reasonable means acknowledging your emotions, but also considering the potential benefits and drawbacks of the investment, as well as your overall financial goals and risk tolerance. By being reasonable, you can avoid the trap of purely rational decision-making, which can sometimes ignore important emotional or personal factors. This can lead to better long-term outcomes and greater financial satisfaction. Life is full of surprises, and many of them can have a significant impact on our financial well-being. Unexpected events, both positive and negative, can disrupt our plans and force us to make difficult decisions. In this chapter, we will explore how to prepare for and manage financial surprises. One key way to prepare for negative surprises is to have a contingency plan and an emergency fund. A contingency plan can help you anticipate potential risks and develop a strategy to mitigate them. An emergency fund can provide a financial buffer to help you weather unexpected expenses or a sudden loss of income. It's also important to be open to positive surprises and to be prepared to take advantage of them. For example, you may receive an unexpected windfall, such as an inheritance or a bonus at work. Being prepared to invest or save this money can help you maximize its long-term benefits. Regardless of whether a surprise is positive or negative, it's important to remain calm and rational when making financial decisions. Emotions and biases can cloud our judgment and lead us to make poor choices. Have you ever made a decision with your money that you later regretted? Perhaps you invested too aggressively or made a large purchase without fully considering the long-term consequences. We've all been there. That's why it's important to have a margin of safety to leave room for error. This means being conservative in your financial decisions and not assuming everything will go perfectly according to plan. Being too optimistic or too aggressive can lead to disastrous outcomes. You may be tempted to take on more debt or invest in riskier assets with the hope of achieving higher returns. But what happens if things don't go as planned? What if the economy takes a downturn or your business experiences a setback? By being conservative and leaving room for error, you can protect yourself against unexpected events and position yourself for greater long-term success. This means being realistic about your financial goals and not overextending yourself. One way to create a margin of safety is to build an emergency fund. This is a reserve of cash that you can tap into in case of an unexpected expense or loss of income. Aim to have at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved up. Another way to create a margin of safety is to diversify your investments. This means spreading your money across different types of assets, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. By diversifying, you can reduce your exposure to any one asset class and protect yourself against market downturns. Financial goals and attitudes towards money can change over time. As we go through different life stages, our priorities and values may shift, which can impact our financial decisions. It's important to recognize that change is inevitable and to be adaptable when it comes to financial planning. Being flexible means acknowledging that your financial goals and circumstances may not stay the same throughout your life. It's important to periodically evaluate your financial situation and adjust your plan accordingly. This can mean reevaluating your spending habits, investment strategies, and long-term goals. By being adaptable, you can make informed decisions based on your current situation and needs. For example, if you experience a job loss or a significant change in income, you may need to reprioritize your financial goals and make adjustments to your budget. It's also important to regularly review your financial plan to ensure it aligns with your values and aspirations. This can help you avoid getting caught up in pursuing goals that are no longer meaningful to you. By reevaluating your priorities, you can ensure that your financial plan is in line with your current values and aspirations. Often, we're attracted to offers that seem free or low cost, such as a credit card with no annual fee or a free trial subscription to a streaming service. However, these offers may come with hidden fees or other costs that can add up over time. For example, a credit card with no annual fee may have higher interest rates or transaction fees. A free trial subscription may automatically renew into a paid subscription if you don't cancel it in time. It's important to be aware of these hidden costs and carefully evaluate all financial decisions before making a commitment. This means reading the fine print, understanding the terms and conditions, and asking questions if necessary. Remember, nothing's truly free, and everything comes with a cost. By being aware of hidden costs and evaluating all financial decisions, you can make more informed choices that align with your goals and values. Financial decisions are not made in a vacuum. Our social environment, including family, friends, and colleagues, can have a significant impact on the choices we make with our money. Peer pressure and social norms can lead us to spend beyond our means or invest in risky opportunities. It's essential to be aware of these social influences and take steps to align our financial decisions with our own goals and values. One way to do this is to surround ourselves with people who have similar financial values and habits. Having a supportive network can help us stay on track and make sound financial decisions. On the other hand, we should be cautious about the negative influence of our social environment. For instance, we may feel pressured to keep up with our friends' extravagant lifestyles, even if we cannot afford it. We may also be tempted to invest in risky schemes that promise quick profits because others are doing the same. It's crucial to recognize these pressures and evaluate our financial decisions based on our own circumstances and priorities. It's okay to say no to invitations or spending requests that don't align with our goals. It's also essential to seek professional advice when making significant financial decisions, such as investing in stocks or buying a home. Many people are conditioned to believe that money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are greedy and immoral. These negative attitudes can create a mindset of scarcity and limit our ability to achieve financial success. When we approach our finances with a negative attitude, we may be less likely to take risks or seek out opportunities for growth. We may also be more likely to make decisions based on fear rather than rational analysis, which can lead to poor outcomes. By focusing on the opportunities and possibilities that money can bring, we can create a more positive attitude towards our finances. This can help us make better decisions, take calculated risks, and attract more opportunities for growth. We discuss the importance of developing a growth mindset, which involves believing that our abilities and skills can be developed over time. By embracing the idea that we can improve our financial situation through learning and effort, we can overcome the limitations of a pessimistic mindset and achieve greater success in our financial lives. It's easy to fall for sensational or misleading information when it comes to money and investments. From get-rich-quick schemes to celebrity-endorsed products, there's no shortage of scams and false promises out there. To protect yourself, it's important to carefully evaluate information and sources before making financial decisions. Don't let fear, greed, or a sense of urgency cloud your judgment. Take the time to do your research, seek out trusted sources, and ask questions. Developing a strong foundation of financial knowledge and critical thinking skills is key. Be wary of anyone who promises unrealistic returns or guarantees success. Remember that there are no shortcuts to financial success and that building wealth takes time, patience, and discipline. Don't be afraid to seek out professional advice when you need it. A qualified financial advisor can help you navigate complex financial decisions and provide valuable insights and guidance. In summary, the book emphasizes the importance of recognizing that everyone's approach to money is different and there's no one right way to manage money. Defining what enough means to us and staying disciplined with our spending to achieve long-term wealth. Taking a long-term view when it comes to investing and being prepared for unexpected events. Being adaptable and open to changing our views based on new information. Considering the full cost of our financial decisions, including opportunity costs. Aligning incentives with long-term goals rather than short-term gains. Remaining optimistic in the long term and practicing critical thinking to avoid cognitive biases. So, if you want to gain a deeper understanding of these concepts and more, I highly recommend reading The Phycology of Money by Housel. It's a fascinating and engaging read that will change the way you think about money and investing. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you found this summary helpful. Remember, with the right mindset and approach, anyone can achieve financial success and live a fulfilling life.